If you're still watching pornography, I can tell you right now, that is the one thing that is contributing to your crippling sense of loneliness every single day and is holding you back from achieving the life of your dreams and maximizing your potential as a man. The man that you and I both know that we want to become, because the world is counting on us. The future wife that we're going to be with is counting on us, and our family is counting on us in being that strong, independent, yet compassionate man, but is just locked away, buried beneath all these immature, hedonistic, and self-centered beliefs about women, about the world, all these nihilistic views on society. And pornography is one of the biggest contributors, I have come to realize, to the male loneliness epidemic and the rise in women just giving up on men and just basically adopting the belief that they're only good for sex, they're only good for OnlyFans, they're only good for just building a career and getting money, because, I mean, most men aren't even doing that nowadays, because all the gender roles are being just mixed up nowadays, which is just creating this humongous confusion amongst the sexes. And pornography is one of the major contributors when it comes to us guys in not being able to aspire to that ideal. Because pornography, guys, just like any addiction, comes from a place of escapism. You're looking to escape your negative feelings, your negative emotions, and your stress. And pornography, all it does is, just like video games and drugs and binge watching Netflix and partying every weekend, all it is doing is just running away from the problem. You're just avoiding the problem. You're not confronting yourself and the inherent shame that you know is there at all times, that little part of your conscience that is telling you that this is wrong, what you're doing is wrong, you know it's wrong, you may not even know how to express why you know it's wrong at a deep level, but you just feel it. And that is the fascinating thing about our subconscious mind, is that it's like we have multiple beings or entities or personalities within our own minds. It's like we're not just this singular thing existing in here. No, we're made up of multiple layers of personalities or spirits, however you want to refer to it. We're made up of things such as the spirit of lust, the spirit of pleasure, the spirit of greed, the spirit of comfort, the spirit of Lucifer, that little voice, the little devil on your shoulder who's tempting you at all times to engage in self-serving, morally wrong acts, especially if you're a religious person, basically tempting you to commit sin. And what sin really is when you know something is wrong, but you do it anyways. And pornography is one of those things. And why is it wrong on a moral level? Because I see a lot of people going around saying, you know, it's their choice. Let them be. Get that bag, honey. Get that bag, sister. Go get it, girl. Don't let these men tell you what to do. First of all, those people are unbelievably stupid and immature, and they don't know anything about anything. And that's coming from a 24-year-old. You think that I wouldn't know any of this, but I can tell you right now, I don't need to be a 50-year-old grizzled veteran who's experienced in the game of life to tell you that selling your body for money, from the perspective of women, of course, selling your body, disrespecting the gift that is the beauty of a woman just for the pleasure of others and just for momentary greed and lust, it is the height of pride and immaturity, and again, Luciferian temptation, telling you to do something that you think is the right thing to do for your own purposes, but in the long term, it's a horrible strategy. And from the perspective of us guys, settling for watching some people have sex over a screen because we truly have lost faith in our own capacity to replicate that act in our own lives, basically, it's pathetic and it's shameful, and you should be ashamed, just like how I faced my own shame at the realization that I really am just a porn-addicted, hedonistic, self-serving weirdo who has lost faith in myself and my own ability to build the life of my dreams and to get a real-life woman to be my partner one day, whose sole purpose isn't just to satisfy your lust, but whose sole purpose is to someone you can build a life with, someone you can build a truly deep friendship level connection with. Basically the definition of intimacy. It's a truly deep level of connection, and we can't experience that if we're constantly filled with lustful thoughts and only viewing as women as these objects to fulfill our moment-to-moment pleasure-seeking whims, and viewing them as just sexual objects that we can just manipulate and abuse for our own sake. That is completely immature, prideful, and is morally wrong on so many levels. No matter what people tell you, sure, yeah, it's their choice, But just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it. Just because you're allowed to make a set of choices doesn't mean that those set of choices are the best way forward. Do you know what I mean, guys? I really hope you know what I mean when I speak about this. Now, if you as a man continue to watch pornography to this day, you're basically going to spend your life pridefully believing that there's no point in getting better because the world just hates you and God is to blame. You're all bitter and resentful at women, at the world, at society, and blaming them for your failures. But guys, just to leave you with a message of hope, because the video is going towards 6 minutes and I just wanted to make it very quick. You are to blame for your problems, okay? You, not God, not society, not the system, not your political party, not your ex, not women. It's you, okay? It's you. And this is the realization I had to come to terms with, and it's very difficult. If you start, after you're done watching this video, if you've made it this far, which I appreciate, by the way, if you start doing a little bit of soul searching within your own mind and start to realize just how much shame you carry because you know deep down that you are to blame for many of your failures in your life, for breaking up with your ex, or for losing that one job you had that you liked, or for living in the shitty house you're currently living in, or for not having as many friends as you'd like, whatever it is that you perceive to be a failure and that you blame it on the world itself for, 99% of the time, this is the hard truth that we all have to come to terms to if we want to get better as men and to get ever so closer to maximizing our potential, guys, is that blame yourself. And it's a really hard thing to do, blaming yourself for your problems, because you're filled with not only shame, but anger, just pure rage and anger, realizing that, yeah, you're inadequate. Yeah, you suck. Yeah, you're not good enough. Yes, your ex left you not because she's a bitch, but because you're just not man enough. You're just not a high value man. You're literally not good enough. And I know it sounds very pessimistic, but I will tell you this, guys. When you realize that 99% of your problems are your fault, that should be the greatest shit ever, because it means that if 99% of your problems are because of you and your actions in the past, it means that if you start to make the proper sacrifices, if you start to work on the right things, make the right choices going forward, then that means what was once your problems caused by you 99% of the time, you're basically solving 99% of your problems with your actions going forward. And that's an amazing thing to realize. So don't forget this, guys. Yeah, sure, most of your problems are your fault, but that means that it's completely within your control to, turn your life around. So I'm going to leave you guys with that little message. If you watched this far, I appreciate it. I hope this video helped you and helped fill you with a little bit of hope and more understanding on what is going on in our culture right now. We're facing a loneliness epidemic, a mental health crisis that's really killing young men like it was destroying me. And I continue to wrestle with the chaotic nature of our current world and the way things are going. So I'm going to go more in depth in future videos. I want to throw my voice out there, and hopefully I can help and inspire some of you to get started on your journeys of self-improvement like I did a couple years ago. And yeah, man, like, we're in this together. We got to look out for one another, and we all want the same thing. We all want to maximize our potential. We all want to be proud of ourselves when we're lying on our deathbed one day and knowing that we did everything we could build the life we've always wanted, okay? So I appreciate you guys again. Leave a like if you enjoyed and you want to see more. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. So what sort of struggles have you faced with pornography, and how do you think it's prevented you from living the life you always wanted? Do you think it's because you're sad? Is that why you continue to watch it? Do you think it's because you're depressed, or are you genuinely confused and lack purpose? Let me know in the comments. I always want to read them and see what people like my age are thinking. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for today. Catch you on the next one. Peace.